Passive income sounds like freedom until you run the numbers and realize most people would need $500,000 just to replace a $40,000 salary. Look, I get it. The idea of money working for you while you sleep is appealing, especially when rent's due, your car needs new brakes, and you're still two paychecks away from an actual emergency fund. But here's what I'm going to lay out for you today: the real math behind living off passive income, why the numbers are way harder than Instagram makes it seem, and the specific trap that keeps people stuck chasing it instead of building actual financial stability. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how much money you'd actually need to replace your income, which passive income streams are realistic for regular people, and which ones are basically just side hustles with better marketing. And this matters right now because with inflation still eating into paychecks and economic uncertainty making traditional jobs feel less secure, more people are looking for alternatives. But chasing the wrong strategy can cost you years and actual money you can't afford to lose. Let's start with what passive income really is, because the term gets thrown around like crazy. True passive income means money that comes in regularly without you actively working for it. We're talking dividends from stocks, rental income from property, interest from bonds, royalties from something you created once. The key word is passive. You're not trading hours for dollars. But here's what most people miss. Almost all passive income requires one of two things up front: either a large amount of money to invest or a large amount of time to build something that eventually pays you later. There's no magic shortcut. Let me break down the actual numbers, because this is where the dream hits reality. Let's say you want to replace a $40,000 a year salary. That's about $3,300 a month. Not rich, but enough to cover basics in most parts of the country. If you're using dividend stocks, one of the most common passive income strategies, the average dividend yield right now is around 2% to 4%. Let's be generous and say you find solid stocks paying 4%. To generate $40,000 a year at a 4% yield, you'd need $1 million invested, and that's assuming the market doesn't crash, the companies don't cut dividends, and you don't touch the principal. Don't have $1 million? Okay, let's say you have $100,000 saved up. At that same 4% yield, you're making $4,000 a year. That's $333 a month. That might cover your car payment and insurance, but it's not replacing your income. Even with rental properties, another popular idea, you're looking at needing a solid down payment, dealing with maintenance, vacancies, and property management. A rental property might net you $500 to $1,000 a month after expenses if you're lucky and manage it well. You'd need multiple properties to replace a full-time income, which means either significant capital or significant debt. The math is brutal, and it's why most people working regular jobs can't just quit and live off passive income anytime soon. But here's the real problem that doesn't get talked about enough. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in credit card debt or barely covering rent, passive income becomes this shiny escape fantasy. So people start pouring money into courses, crypto schemes, or trying to start a drop shipping business, all marketed as passive income opportunities. But none of those things are passive. They're either active businesses in disguise or they're straight up gambles. And while you're chasing that, you're ignoring the foundation: paying off high interest debt, building an emergency fund, contributing to a 401k match that's literally free money from your employer. The trap is prioritizing passive income before financial stability. It's like trying to build the roof before you've poured the foundation. So, what can regular people actually do? First, understand that for most of us, passive income isn't a replacement for working. It's a supplement. It's an extra $200, $500, maybe $1,000 a month if you've been at it for years. And that's still valuable. That's your car insurance covered, or an extra debt payment, or breathing room in your budget. Here's what's realistic: dividend stocks or index funds. If you can consistently invest even $200 to $500 a month into a diversified portfolio over 10 to 20 years, you can build something that throws off meaningful income. But it takes time and discipline. High-yield savings accounts or CDs. Not sexy, but right now, some are paying 4 to 5%. If you have $10,000 sitting in a regular checking account earning nothing, moving it to a high yield account gets you $400 to $500 a year. It's not life-changing, but it's passive and it's safe. Rental income. If you can afford to house hack, buy a duplex, live in one unit, rent out the other, you can offset your housing costs or even cover your mortgage. But this requires good credit, a down payment, and the ability to manage tenants. Creating something once. Write an ebook, build a course, create digital templates. If you have a skill and an audience, you can create something once and sell it repeatedly. But this takes significant upfront work, and most people make very little unless they already have a platform. The point is, all of these require either money upfront or serious time and effort. There's no easy button. Here's the truth most finance gurus won't tell you because it's not exciting. For the average person, the path to financial security isn't passive income. It's increasing your active income, reducing expenses, and investing the difference. Get better at your job or switch to a higher paying one. Pay off high interest debt so you're not bleeding money every month. Build an emergency fund so an unexpected expense doesn't wreck you. Max out any employer 401k match. Then, and only then, start thinking about passive income as a way to accelerate your progress. Passive income is a tool, not a destination, and it works best when you're already on solid ground. Living off passive income is possible, but the math requires either a lot of money up front or a lot of time building. For most people working regular jobs, passive income isn't going to replace your paycheck anytime soon, and chasing it before you've built financial stability can actually set you back. The smarter move? Focus on the basics first. Pay down debt, build your savings, invest consistently. Then let passive income be the thing that accelerates your freedom, not the thing you're desperately hoping will save you. Real security comes from understanding the rules, even when they're stacked against you. If this cleared up the passive income hype for you, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more honest breakdowns of money topics that actually matter. And drop a comment. Let me know what financial topic you want me to tackle next. I'll see you in the next one.